Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Something Slightly Different, starring me, your host, Charlie. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you may notice that a couple things might have been a little bit out of control. Okay, fine. The video, setup is probably slightly different. Well, it's because we have a new computer. Well, it's not a new computer. It's a new system. See, Zelius did me a solid and decided that I needed a solid state drive. So he bought me a solid state drive for Christmas. Awesome, Zelius, awesome. And we installed it, or sorry, he installed it. I just watched. And then we put Windows 10 on there, and then it dawned on us that all the software that I previously had on my computer was licensed to the old hard drive. Thankfully, we didn't erase that old hard drive, otherwise I'd be crying. So it's been kind of this back and forth type of emotional roller coaster that I've been going on, because I'm like, oh, I need this program, and then I'll download it, oh, you can only get the trial, or you don't have authority to play or to use this program. So it's been an interesting couple of days. He installed it on Friday, and I didn't actually think about it until last night. Yeah, last night. And I, of course, somehow installed a virus on my computer, so that was fun. But here I am. Ta-da! We're in the same place, but here we are on the solid state drive, which probably means nothing to you because you're not going to see anything different. Though, for some reason, I can't get the color levels the same way as I did on the previous computer. On the previous configuration of the computer, which is kind of weird, but whatever. We are still waiting for that convention in Nashville to reach out to us. We really want to go to Nashville in April to spread the awesomeness that is the independent game developer love. Now, I do want to point this one thing out, and this is kind of bugging the shit out of me all day. Someone posted a story about how early access is such a success. There's been $54 million made off of independently developed games that have gone early access. Look, that doesn't mean that everybody underneath the sun needs to put their game into early access and expect it to blossom into millions of dollars. That $54 million could be spread over, I don't know, 10,000 games, which, yes, is still a lot of money, but it gets smaller and smaller and smaller when you think about how many games are actually are in this state. The other thing is, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but you, ladies and gentlemen, the independent developer persuasion, have about as much chance of getting a multi-million-dollar game your first time out as I have of winning the lottery tomorrow. Now, of course, if I win the lottery tomorrow, congratulations! You're probably going to get $1 million for your game. I'm not going to personally do it. I'm going to spend my millions somewhere else, but I'm just saying that if the odds are with me, then it'll be with you. The fact of the matter is, it is really fucking hard, no matter what you're doing, to be successful. Yes, there are individuals out there who somehow buck the trend. They find this magical algorithm that sometimes cannot be repeated. Or they try to just ground that fucker right into the ground as much as they can until oh man, we should probably do something different. And then it never catches fire like it did the first time. So I don't mean to be cynical. I don't mean to say that you should never put your game on Steam or put it in early access, even though I think that early access is the devil. The real reason behind that is because early access to me screams, we're out of money, we need money, and oh, by the way, we may not be able to complete the game even if you give us money, but the money that you give us is ours and we can't give it back to you. So, haha. Now, I'm sure that Steam or Valve is trying to, it's probably got something in the works to allow to force individuals to give you money back. I don't know. It's kind of like the Kickstarter thing. Kickstarter, as long as it doesn't reach the goal, you get your money back. Now, of course, if they do reach the goal and they don't create a product for you, they still have to give you your money back, which is really interesting in itself. And there's been quite a few instances where people have took, as the song goes, take the money and run. For You kids out there who don't know that song, Google it, YouTube it. It's a great song. Just saying. But anyways, if you want a successful game, luck definitely plays into it. Perfection definitely plays into it. Allowing different sets of individuals to test it is huge. One of the biggest issues I see with independently developed games, I'm sorry, I say independently developed games as one word. I've just said it so many times, it just rolls off the tongue. One of the biggest issues that I see is that developers have like a buddy or a friend, or hell, they'll even do it themselves. They'll do their testing in-house or with a buddy the entire way through. The issue with that is that when you have individuals who are not professional QA testers, and I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of QA testers that's in their job title, they're getting paid for it, but they still aren't really good. Just saying. But the issue is this. If you were to allow individual, let's just say Sam Johnson. Sam Johnson has been there since day one. He's been testing it all the way through. Sam Johnson is not an effective tester when you get close to the end of the game. Why? Because he knows all your quirks. He knows all the workarounds. And unless he has a certain mindset, he's going to have that bit of knowledge and is going to utilize that knowledge to play your game. The problem is that an individual like myself or any other person who tries to pick up your game is not going to have what Sam Johnson has in his head. We're going to be starting from scratch. And if you decide to reinvent the wheel and change up all the controls, we're not going to understand, and we're going to not play your game and not recommend it, and we're going to ban it in our reviews. That being said, another thing is, as much as I hate to say this, but if everyone tells you you have a great game, be scared. Be very scared. There's no such thing as a perfect game. I'm sure that there's individuals who would greatly defend the fact that there are perfect games out there, but there's no such thing. You'll never see Ultimate Fusion give it a perfect 10 out of 10 because there's always going to be something broken. Yes, am I a critical, analytical asshole sometimes? Abso-freaking-lutely. But you know what? I am doing it in order for individuals to understand what I personally think are issues in the game. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And if everyone's sugarcoating your game, then you need to find someone who's willing to give you some tough love. So once you have that tough love, individuals will tell you, people will tell you, oh, this game is boring as sin, or man, this is really weird. Is that exactly what you want to do? You need to have differing opinions. If everyone has the same damn opinion, you're not going to succeed, because there's going to be huge blind spots that you're going to find. Well, actually, not when you find, but when gamers play the game, they're going to find all these spots that you didn't even think about. One of my personal favorite things to do is because I'm a tester and I'm also a reviewer, is I try to find itty bitty little ways to see what would happen to break a game, or see what would happen if I did certain things that, yes, would. My favorite freaking phrase when I talk to developers is, well, no one would do that. Well, I just did that just for shits and giggles. So who's to say that a bunch of other people aren't going to do exactly what I did for shits and giggles? I don't know why I just went on a rampage about independent developers. I apologize, but you know, it's good shit. You know, I'm sorry, I'm cursing like a sailor. I think it's because I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, so I'm just kind of trying to get all out in one run. Okay, so we have our new device for the conventions. We're retiring the Ouya. Oh, sorry, Ouya. You were the field console. We are now replacing it with an Alienware Alpha. So we'll be running a bunch of independently developed Steam games off of the Alienware Alpha, plugged into a computer. Not a computer. It is a computer. Plugged into a TV. We'll have a couple of gaming controllers. Here's one of them. And we'll allow you to test the game. And of course, we'll have a mouse and keyboard just in case that the game requires that. And I'm not exactly sure how our fan booths are going to be set up or what conventions we're going to have fan booths at, but I would assume that we're going to have a fan booth at Canuga, MomoCon, Con Carolinas. I'm missing one. All right. February's Canuga. March is AndoCon. We don't have a table there, but we're doing panels. March, April. April is the Nashville one. I don't know about that one yet. May is MomoCon and June is Con Carolinas. Okay, yeah. So there you go. So I'm not exactly sure what our setup's going to be, but hopefully we find an interesting setup and we can, and it will allow individuals to see awesome independently developed games. At the same time, you're not going to have the issue of people clogging the table and the aisle, and so you were like, screw it, I'll come back later, and you never come back. Here's all the information about Alter Confusion. If you're watching this video from YouTube and you don't know anything about Alter Confusion, I recommend that you hit the website. Whoop! The website, the Facebook page, the Twitter feed, the YouTube page, which you're on right now, so just subscribe to it, and our Twitch feed. One thing that I highly recommend you do is you like the Facebook page, okay? By doing that, you're going to see a lot of the invites. We do a Thursday night live show for those of you out there who don't know. Every single Thursday night, almost every single Thursday night. There's a few exceptions, but hopefully every single Thursday night from 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 9:15 Eastern Time. And we talk about anything and everything under the sun. So we are, as I've stated so many times, we will have a script, but the fact of the matter is we want to talk about what the audience wants to talk about. We have no problem with you pre-show giving us content you want to see or during the show, because we'll have a chat room window up the entire time to listen to what's going on and what you want to talk about. So just show up, man. And if you've got friends, to have them show up, because it's a lot of fucking fun. If you don't believe me, show up to the show and talk to anyone in the chat room, because I'm going to be totally honest with you. The vast majority of the individuals in that chat room, I have no idea who they are, but they sure as hell have a lot of fun, and that's what the show's all about. I could make video after video talking about random shit. I got no problem with that. Zealous and I could do it. But we want to actually do it live, where we have that audience input, and then maybe one day down the road we actually do it live at a different location. But maybe we're going to do it sooner than you think, because we are actually going to try to pull that off at every single convention we go to. So be on the lookout. Smite World Championship is this weekend, so if you don't have your tickets, find a viewing party. If you can't find a viewing party, I'm sure it's going to be on Twitch. Tune in, because it's going to be awesome. The top two teams from Japan, from Europe, from Central and South America, and then, of course, the U.S. are going to battle it out to see who is the best team ever. Last year's team, Cognitive Prime, won it all from U.S. They were kind of a dark horse, and now they are back. But this time, they're not underneath Cognitive Prime. They are Cloud9. So if you want to cheer for the champions of old, they're now Cloud9, which of course is going to be where I throw my support. And yes, I will be picking up some Cloud9 paraphernalia to show my support for that awesome team. Because I would love to play like MC Stealth and Barracuda. And, oh my gosh, Jeff Henla, the love. So anyways, thank you for tuning in to the Alter Confusion, something slightly different for myself, Charlie. It's been a pleasure to give you this crazy video that makes me look very pale. And I will continue to work on the colors to try to figure out what the hell's going on. Or maybe it's the winter and my skin tone has finally gone to like pasty-ass white. Who knows? But once again, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for us, you can hit us up through any of these things. The website, the Facebook page, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch. And I will personally get any of that information you any questions, comments, or concerns, it comes straight to me, and I am pretty good at doing a quick turnaround. So yes, I pride myself on that. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.